Hello, boys and girls. This is Coach Powell, and I have an exciting episode today for you inside the business mind of Stacey Metcalf. We're going to take one of Loudoun's extreme leaders. I mean, this is one of the most powerful ladies that I've ever had a chance to meet when it comes to business, and especially now as Women's Business History Month. I am so glad and so proud to be able to bring her to you guys and introduce her to you today. She's just an amazing person, amazing professional. She does so much in the community. One of the reasons why I wanted to meet her personally was my young protege, Siobhan McFadden, said, if you want to meet anybody in Loudoun County, you got to meet Stacey Metcalf. She's a supercharger. She's just doing so many amazing things in the community. She is the executive director and the CEO of Morven Park. And for those of you who don't know Morven Park, it's one of the most luxurious spaces in Loudoun County, and it offers so much for entrepreneurs, for business leaders, for professionals, anybody who wants to come do an event, hang out, enjoy the park, enjoy everything you want to know about working with this beautiful spaces. One of the most beautiful spaces in Loudoun County. It's got historic buildings on it. It's just an amazing place. I'm Stacey's going to tell you so much more about it, but let me just tell you a little bit about Stacey. She's not a slouch, right? She doesn't come with this executive experience and all she is no. She's a runner. She's passionate about outdoor activities and nature. She actually got married in Morven Park herself, which is really pretty cool. But she's got tons of experience on every side that you can imagine in the nonprofit world and in the health systems, as well as at AOL. She's one of the first directors here in the area. She's been spending time with so many different companies. She's managed campaigns. She's worked on so many different opportunities and administrative opportunities, and she's done a lot. Just got a lot of opportunities here for the rest of the community, and we love having her on the show today. I'm so glad to be able to bring her to you guys. There's a lot to learn, a lot to know, a lot to grow, but more importantly, if you get a chance to support the park in any way, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and think about that, because that's a really good opportunity. And as Stacey is introducing herself, I'm going to make sure that you have all the information that you need to get in front of anything you can do to support the Morven Park. Well, and I've also, oh my God, and I can't tell you enough about this. One of the other reasons why I wanted to meet Stacey was one of my good friends and clients, Miss Net Brown, who's a genius of herself in her own right. Said, you know what? Yeah, if you're going to meet Stacey, I went in on this. I want to be on the interview too. So we're going to get 2 for 1 today, guys. We're going to get Net Brown and Stacey Metcalf. And Net's a genius with Prepaid Legal Services, and they keep changing their name. So I knew them as Prepaid Legal, then they went to Legal Shield, and Net could tell you a little bit more about that kind of stuff. But it's all over the place. It's one of the most impressive organizations out there, and Net is a genius and a leader in Prepaid Legal here in the Northern Virginia area. So I'm glad to bring her on the show as well. Okay, let's start with Stacey. Stacey, why don't you tell us all about Stacey?
Oh my goodness. Well, what a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. I'm so humbled by that. So I'm really excited to be here today. And you kind of talked about everything that I've been doing here in Loudoun County for a long, long time. I've been down in Northern Virginia since 1986. And, again, Virginia and Northern Virginia is my home. As you noted, I do work at Morven Park, and I like to call that like Loudoun County's 1,000-acre backyard. It's open to the public 7 days a week. And again, that is thanks to, because it's the home of the former governor of Virginia, Westmoreland Davis, and his lovely wife, Marguerite. And it was Marguerite who put together the foundation that obviously I lead, that is to honor her late husband and to make sure that this community enjoys Morven Park. So today, I think some of the things that you noted was, we host both competitive and community equestrian events. And what some people don't know is that we have a civics and education team that works with K through 12 students to teach them how to advocate and understand that their voice matters, which is really important. Plus, we have the Davis Mansion and the gardens open for tours. And I think most importantly is that this is a place for everyone. And, we really encourage people to bring their families and their four-legged friends to explore the property. And as you might imagine, I am really excited to be working here. This is truly my happy place.
That is amazing. Tell us a little bit about your story. How does one come to be the executive director, the CEO of one of these most powerful nonprofit organizations in parks here in Northern Virginia?
Well, it's funny. I like to think that Morven Park found me. As you noted, I am an avid runner. So, we've got 1,000 acres here. We've got lots of trails. We've got lots of, roads that, my running club and myself, we just take advantage of. So I fell in love with this place years and years and years ago, just kind of running around Morven Park. And then, as you noted, in 2017, I got married on the mansion steps. So there was more love there. And then soon after that, I was asked to be a trustee. And which, that was something that I was doing for myself. Like that was, just such an honor to, be part of that, of the board. And it was, I think it was, I guess it was November in 2020. I was working at Inova, and it was during COVID and all of that. And I was asked as a board member to head up a search committee because our executive director was retiring and she was moving away. So they asked me to, head up the search committee. And when I started looking at the job, I thought, wow, I could do this in like 3 years. And I don't know why I said 3 years, because it didn't matter. I did know that if I did a good job as the search committee head, there was not going to be a job available in 3 years. So
Right.
I asked, my board members, and I was like, what are you looking for? And they were like, we really want to integrate with the community. We want people to know that, Morven Park is open to everybody, welcoming to everybody. Very, again, all of these things, which again, a lot of people don't know this. And so as I was going around the Zoom room, I said at the end, I heard from everybody, and I said at the end, you know what, I'm going to have to recuse myself from this position. And they thought that, they were like, oh, Stacey, something bad happening at the hospital. What's going on? And I said, no, I want to apply, but I want you to do your job. And I literally hit the Zoom goodbye meeting. And long story short, here I am. They were really happy I applied.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. We all benefit from that now. We get the luck of having you on board, man, running the ship. Everything is just perfectly. I can imagine that's going to be great. Net, how did you find out about Morven Park?
Well, I actually have attended some of the steeplechase races there, and had not met Stacey until just recently, and was so impressed with her and had heard such wonderful things about her, and then found out she was the daughter of a dear friend of mine for the last 20 years. So that has been a lot of fun. Stacey, one of the things I was thinking about, there have been so many changes in the business world because of COVID, and Virginia normally holds, or at least they used to hold, around 1,200 equine events each year. I certainly can't say I attended 1,200 a year, but I've attended a number of them. And that generated about $25 million in revenue. What events are you planning for 2020 or 2022? And will this revenue stream help Morven Park now? Everybody's having such a tough time since COVID.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And our equestrian business is, a major component of, everything that we are here at Morven Park. And so we have planned a lot of exciting things. So we have our spring horse trials coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And then we jump into our summer show series. And we also have we invite the community out on Saturday nights after the first Saturday after 4th of July. We're going to have polo in the park. And then we dive right back into our fall horse trials, which are a 4-star long, which is a very prestigious and very amazing. And that's where we want the community to come in and really see what a horse trial is all about in the fall. So that is that's the big components of what we're doing, what we're hosting as Morven Park. And then what we also do is we open up our facilities to rentals. So we have dressage rentals with our partner Vada Nova. We have the Washington show coming in the fall. And so again, we work with the community and we work with other shows to bring them in and to give them the space and place to hold their equestrian events.
You know what I like a lot is, and this is so cool that, you guys are doing so much. I know as a leader, There's so much to be done, and there's so much to do, so much to think through and be a part of. And I know my organization, the Roundtable, we try to focus our core mission on 3 core concepts, and those are collaboration, communication, and encouragement. All of our members can depend on us to make sure all those 3 things happen. So those are big ideas and concepts that we try to bring to the table all the time, to make sure that everybody can benefit from our organization. When you think about those 3 core concepts, collaboration, encouragement, and communication, which do you think is the most important for you?
Ooh, can I say they're all important? But no. As you noted, they're all important. But I think for me, I'm going to go with collaboration. And this is why. Because if collaboration is done well, it incorporates good communication and it provides encouragement. And what I mean by the providing encouragement, I am a firm believer that new and innovative ideas come from anyone, that as long as you're willing to listen, as long as you're willing to get everybody together and just open up the floor and hear new ideas, then they could come from anybody. So in partnering and collaborating with others, I think you're encouraging good ideas to surface. So does that make sense?
I think it makes perfect sense. I guess that's one of the reasons why I chose that one. When we put the roundtable together, that was one of the first things we were thinking about. So how do we get people to encourage one another? And we thought, well, okay, we got to give them a platform to do that. We got to give them, because they always want to talk. Everybody wants to communicate. Everybody wants to say their ideas. But we need a platform to do that. So we need to create a collaborative space. And that would create everybody and tell them we value collaboration over everything else. And then all of a sudden, all the other stuff kind of comes in, and it really, really works out to the benefit of the members. Net, what do you think?
Well, I love the collaboration, because if one of my things is that I think we're all too self-centered, if you would say. Almost everybody you talk to is what's in it for me. I actually had a real estate agent that was the agent for a dear friend, and my friends had called him and asked his opinion. And when I called him, he actually said to me, "What's in it for me?" And I thought, really? Okay. But I think with the collaboration, 2 heads or 3 heads are always better than one, and you can get so many ideas and thoughts, and you look back and think, wow, if I had been listening, I wouldn't have had the idea of going with that. But one of the questions I had, Stacey, was the equine businesses have spent about $873 million annually in Virginia, and that has generated about 16,000 jobs statewide. Have you replaced these people? Are people still without jobs because of this lack of income? What's going on with, you hear so much about jobs out there now?
Yeah, I can speak to, I can speak to a couple different things. So specifically here at Morven Park, I am having a difficult time, I think like every other industry, to hire team members to be part of our properties and grounds team. So it's, again, it's just trying to find those people and find the people that really, and especially to focus on the equestrian work. So, you've got tending to the rings, you've got, making sure that, again, the whole equestrian area is ready for not only our shows, but also for our rentals that I talked about earlier. So we're struggling trying to find those employees. And I know it's very similar, just even, again, I'm the immediate past chair of the Loudoun Chamber, and that's been a really big focus, even at the chamber, in all different industries, as to how do we, find those employees to live, work, play, worship, all of that here in Loudoun County. And we are definitely, I think everybody's struggling with that.
I remember my buddy Siobhan over at EDAC is talking about the same things. It's like, how do we do more for more of the Loudoun population, the newer Loudoun population, the older Loudoun population, to grow an economic basis for everybody. And it's such a struggle. But I think we're going to come on the other side of this thing. A lot of times people need to come down and visit and see things before they go, okay, I can see myself working here. And I know that's just a wonderful thing. If you come to the park, you're going to find a way to fall in love with it. I promise you. You'll enjoy it, and it'll be something that you'll go, maybe I could see myself participating in this particular thing. Are you ever looking for new board members or new people at other levels?
Absolutely. We are always looking for trustees. My board is, they're amazing. Our governance committee is just really, they're always looking for people to join us and one of the things that we like to do is that if there are people that are interested in joining our board, we want to engage them. We want them, kind of like what you just said about falling in love. So we'll set up opportunities to come out for polo, come out to our fall horse trials, and come out to, come out to the mansion and come out to some of our events so that they can really understand, because there's so much going on here at Morven Park. So we are always looking for, trustees. We're always looking, we have a membership program, which I really encourage everybody to go out to our website and, I passionately call them our park protectors, because without our membership, again, they are the ones that are helping us to keep the gates open, to make sure that this place is beautiful. And we have some really great fun perks for being a member. And as I said, I call y'all member park protectors. So I hope that others will want to join us on that too.
Fantastic. Ned, what do you think?
Well, I think it all sounds so wonderful. I can hardly wait to come back out there again real soon. What I'm wondering with some of the small business owners and association members, if they would benefit from business people who are experienced in helping them think out of the box, because we all are trying to replace lost revenue. Mm-hmm. And I especially thought of this recently. I was at a transportation company I work with, and I kept seeing these buses go by that didn't have the logo on it of the company I was working with. And I finally said to someone, "What is this? I'm seeing all these other branding buses. What's happening?" And they said, "Oh, we're now providing the cleaning and washing and servicing of our competitors' buses." And I thought, how cool is that? It helps the competitors. We're all in life together. We're trying to help each other. And it made so much sense. But a lot of us wouldn't have thought of something like that unless someone had suggested it to us.
Nat, I think that is all about making authentic connections, and it's about really understanding your community, because I have some examples of that. So I'm a nonprofit, right? But I just had probably about 3 weeks ago, I had lunch with one of my friends from ECHO, Every Citizen Has Opportunities, another longstanding, very, they've been here forever here in Loudoun County. And he was telling me about how they kind of had to pivot after COVID, and they're making candles and they're making jewelry and things like that. So here, this is a nonprofit that is, looking at opportunities as to where they can, sell these treasures that, their team's making. And I was like, well, why don't I give you a tent and a table, and why don't you come out to Polo? Just do that, because we've got a great big audience there. And I think that our audience, I think people who would come out to Polo would love to kind of go shopping on the breaks. So there's things like that. We've hosted the last 2 years the benefit concert in our Windmill Carriage Museum because of COVID. They couldn't do it in downtown Leesburg. So they turned to us, and one of my trustees asked us if we could go ahead and do that, and we did it. So I think that, as I said, I think that it's really important when you're talking about partnerships that you kind of drop the competitiveness sometimes and just kind of look at how are you going to be better together.
That's fantastic. Stacey, I know you're doing a lot. You got a lot going on. You shared so much with us so far. But I got to ask you one more question. What is it that you love most about what you get to do every day?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I love working with my team. I love because they are so open. Like I'll sit down with them, and I have this philosophy that I think is such a simple philosophy. When I tell people about it, they sometimes question it, not question it, but they're like, oh, wow, I wish I had thought about that. But I basically believe that if my team shines, I shine. And because I've always grown up that way, I was a product of intentional mentoring, and I had leaders that I did like this great work for. I shined, they shined, everybody was good. So my team is really like, when I came in here, I was like, listen, let's look at everything that we're doing and let's make sure that we're excellent at it, or at least like very, very good at it. Before we say yes to, so that we're not scattered. And my team has been so creative, so, they've accepted that in everything that we do, we really look at how can we be excellent and what does it take for us to be excellent? So then it comes down to, sometimes it's the fundraising. It's like, we're going to need more money for this, or we're going to need to switch our schedules so that we don't have these two shows butting up against each other. But again, it's that creative flow. It's that creative, thinking with the common goal to be excellent. So that's probably one of my biggest one. And then just being out in the community. I want people to really feel welcomed here. I want people to, it should be their happy place. Like, it's my happy place, but I want everybody to have their happy place and to find their happy place here. So, really to come out and play, learn, and discover. It's the best when I drive around here and I just see people out, and I'll sometimes stop and talk to them and just kind of understand why they're out here. And a lot of people just, they just love taking advantage of what we have here in this open space.
That is amazing. You know what? I can't wait to get out there myself, because, we had the last time we planned to come out there, it was a rainy, messy day, and I didn't want to mess up my nice little, my beautiful blue boots. I love my blue boots, by the way. But I'm coming out there. I'm coming out there as soon as we can schedule it. I'm coming out there and I'll have a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And I've already seen so many pictures online. I'm like, ooh, I want to see that, and I want to see that, and I want to go there, and I want to go there. So I'm gonna get it all in. I'm gonna make a day out of it. I'm gonna get out there in the morning and just hang out, because there's so much. How many acres is it again?
It's 1,000 acres.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we have the historic side, which is like the Davis Mansion and our gardens. And then we have the whole equestrian side, and then just wonderful trails in between, and just beautiful buildings. And there's a lot to explore.
And Marvin, I'll throw something out here. I was at in the office place, I guess, doing a presentation about Legal Shield to protect the employees from this with this HVAC company. And I was so intrigued. On their wall, their philosophy was, if excellent is possible, then good is not good enough. And that really stuck with me. And I have thought about that so many times since then.
Yeah. And that's why I said I'm really fortunate, because my team's just like, okay, well, we can be excellent this way, and they all have that mindset.
Makes all the difference in the world.
It does. It so does. As a coach, my job is to help to create high performance teams, high performance people. And, so I specialize in trying to make sure that energy and that comes through for the people that I work with, because if it doesn't, then, they're not really being elevated. They're not really have a chance to show up and be authentic in the spaces that they're in and bring their best, their A game. We all want to do that. Not just because we want to do it for selfish reasons. It's what everybody else deserves from us. Mm-hmm. No matter what we do, everybody deserves our best. And so if you're going to interact, if you're going to engage with people, why give it a half-hearted effort when you can just give it all, and know that, you have nothing to regret, nothing to be sorry for, nothing left on the table. You did it. You brought all that you have to bring, and you're still growing, which I love about that. So talk to me about the future, Stacey. Where is this thing going? If I were to look at you and look at Morven Park, 5 years from now, what are the things that you want to definitely make sure you have left your mark on this organization?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say organization and community, because I still have some work to do. Like I think I told you earlier that I was a product of intentional mentoring. And that is because people that I have worked with throughout my career have, I don't know, see my drive or my vision and have allowed me to really just, kind of, be that person for them. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm a big, big proponent for mentoring. And I want to make sure that, I think it's our responsibility to, and accountability to grow our future leaders. So that's kind of one of my big pushes, that I want to make sure that people understand that being a mentor is so important. And even the best leaders need mentors too. I also, big plans here is, I think I said it earlier, but it can't be said enough. I think that like Morven Park to some is like, it's this best kept secret. And I don't want it to be a best kept secret. Marguerite Davis, when she set up this, the foundation, did not want it to be a secret. She wanted it to be a community resource for everybody to enjoy. So it's working on that. It's working on making sure that people know that our gates are open 7 days a week, and that you should come in and that you should explore and that you should discover and you should have fun here. So that's kind of going to be my, 5 years from now, like as these, there's lots of people here and people are just buzzing about Morven Park and how wonderful it is for their family, and generations are coming back and they're remembering the times that they spent here. That's just going to warm my heart. And, I think that's about it. So
So did I hear that you're building a brand new website?
No, we have a website, but we are going through a new like ad campaign and tagline and things like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's going to be Play, Learn, Discover Morven Park. So that's the tagline, which then encompasses, again, it encompasses everything. So whether you're equestrian or you just like looking at horses, or you like to hike, or you like to do, the play's there. You want to bring your family, you want to run through the gardens, the play's there. The Discover is really about the history here. So that's really, really important. And again, the learning with our civics component. So because again, we believe that every student needs to learn that their voice matters, but they also have to learn how to advocate and how to develop those voices.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Stacey, I know you are either planning or have moved on site into a house there provided. Have you made that move yet? And how is it coming?
I haven't made it yet. So I'm going to be like the ultimate park protector. Yes. So in historic homes, they typicily have a residence, you also see it in universities for the executive director and CEO. So I'm in the process of moving over there. So I'm really excited because I'm going to be here. And there's no other place that my husband, myself, and my big Great Dane, and he has to stay on a leash because we are, it's the Virginia law, it's Loudoun law, but he's going to have a 1,000-acre backyard.
You can take him all over that 1,000 acres.
Exactly. I got him a longer leash so he can just kind of frolic, but.
Absolutely. That is so great. I'm so glad you guys, both of you, I had a chance to have you on the show. Stacey, is there any last words you want to leave us with? Anything you want us to know about the park, about you? Anything? I really encourage everybody to, check out our website, become a park member, become a donor. Give Tuesday is coming up on the 29th in Loudoun County. So if you participate in Give Tuesday here in Loudoun County, then I hope that Morven Park stays on your list. And again, just come on out. And again, if anybody wants to meet with me, I'm happy to meet with you, and we'll just walk and talk, because that's what I like to do best. Fantastic. We're going to close out the show. I'm going to put you both backstage for a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I get to hang out with Ned and Stacey backstage. You guys got to go away. So we're going to be done with you all in a little bit. But I get to still hang out with the ladies. Lucky for me. Here's the last word. If you get a chance, check out the website right there. It's right there on the screen. You can go there anytime you need to. Participate, play, donate. Become a part of things, join the membership, do things that you need to, whatever you need to do, enjoy this park. Let's make this treasure our treasure, everybody's treasure. Let's enjoy it and have a great time. Without further ado, I have to sign off. This is Coach Powell. Goodbye. This has been Inside the Business.